So Powell Cams had a good weekend. A couple of things I think's worth noting. So stay tuned, and I got some video clips, and we're gonna talk about some stuff. So first off, I want to talk about Turbo John Phillips. He's up in North Carolina. I think I don't remember, two or 3 hours away from us. So um, obviously now we do the cam in his car. But originally he had a bullet cam, and I'm trying to remember what happened. Something happened. I don't know. I heard a lifter or something. I don't remember the exact deal. Um, and so he had messaged me about repairing it, but he needed it in a hurry. They had a race kind of deal. And not that it really mattered, but I didn't. I mean, John Phillips. I didn't know who John Phillips was, but I know who Turbo John is, but I didn't know who John Phillips was. So a bunch of people, he had made a post, and a bunch of people were tagging me, and then so I went and looked and seen what the deal was, and so he had emailed, I think, also, and I told him, I said, look, I probably don't have time to do a repair, get it in here, do it, get it back out, all that, but I could probably make you a new cam, and I could probably get that done in the time frame needed, right? And he's like, cool. How much is it? I told him the price. He said, that's fine. And he wanted lifters. And I told him the price. He said, that's fine too. And the moral of the story, and this is just a character thing, right? Lots of big time YouTubers have called us, either expecting us to absolutely stop what we're doing and service them immediately for free, or they want products for free or heavily discounted, right? John didn't ask for any special treatment, period. He didn't say, I'm a YouTube superstar and I need free cams. I need you to come put it in for me. Nothing. He's like, how much is it? When can I get it? Here's the money. Right? That's how it's done. That's no, and people, my point is, when people like that call my phone, you have my undivided attention, right? When those people, them YouTube superstars call, that they've essentially, their guy is too busy to service them, and they got a hot job, and they want me to do it code 3 right now. I got to have it this week. But that's the only time they call me, is when it's code 3, got to have it right now, and their regular guy can't service them. That kind of stuff just gets up under my skin. And so I just want to give a shout out and thumbs up to John for just not being that guy. And to me, that means a lot. Now, on to the successful weekend. So, John hurt the whatever. We think that he probably just didn't Loctite the cam bolts, and he told me that on a previous pass it shook the car really bad, the tire shake, and then the cam bolts were loose. And at the start line, I seen the video. At start line, it done burn out, car cut off, so it sheared the dial pin in the cam, broke the timing gear, made a mess out of it. I'm sure you've seen it. I'll link some of those videos in the description. I'll link his channel also. And so he called me. He's like, hey, man, I got a mess. What can we do? And so he sent me some pictures. And, of course, the pins broke off down in the cam. And that's always just aggravate. We had to put them in the mill horizontal, try to drill the pin out. If it's flush, a lot of times I can TIG a nut to it and pull it out. But when they're down in there, it's going to have to be drilled, and it ain't fun. And I'm like, shoot, man, I'll just make a new cam. Heck with all that garbage. We'll fight that battle another day. We'll just make a new cam today. So I had a car on the shelf, and I already had some ideas because he'd give me some feedback. So, and not much, but I tweaked the events just a little bit. Um, just I felt like we were going the right way, and then so he messaged me and he's like, "Dude, this thing it's faster. It's for sure faster." And so they ended up this weekend at Coastal Plains, and if you remember the LS testing we done it down at P&M Performance in Jacksonville. I'm pretty sure it's Jacksonville. Anyway, Pete, my buddy Andrew Arnett owns P&M Performance, and we do tons of cams for them. Great people, great shop. If you're in that area and you need machine work, engine build, dyno testing, P&M Performance is the place to go. So it's literally, and I remember when we were down there, I passed Coastal Plains going to his shop. I mean, it's 5 minutes down the road if it's that far. So, but I've never personally been to Coastal Plains, but they had a big race this weekend. A bunch of people were there, and Turbo John made a personal best. I don't know if he shared the time. He shared it with me. I'm not going to tell it if he wants to tell it, but it was fast. And when he told me what the boost was to go that fast, there's a lot more in it. I mean, it didn't have nearly as much boost as it could have. So there's definitely some more ET in that car, no problem. And I mean, it was on a rail. So I got a little video clip. Let's look at the video clip of him making a pass, and then we got some other stuff to talk about too. So this next clip is my buddy Eric Weingartner and Uncle Bob McVeigh, and then I believe it's Austin. I don't know what is his channel. Automotive Adventures with Austin, I believe it is. I don't really know him yet. I hadn't talked to him, but back, I don't know. It's been, I don't know, 3 or 4 months probably. I guess Eric had been at Bob's already for some stuff, and they were talking, and they were going to do the testing that they just did, and they asked would I do a cam for the package, and so I said sure, would be happy to, and so Bob got me all the information, and it was like the way I understood it, and I'd have to look back at my notes. Probably should have done that before I started this video, but it was going to be like a straight car / some bracket racing, drive-in stuff. And he was doing like a low compression 427 with, I'm pretty sure, Eric's Dragon Slayers, not the big one. And there was some confusion, just a note. So again, this is why data is important. And this is why I try to get everybody to actually fill out the cam recommendation form. Because then we got it on paper. There's no guessing. It's on paper and we can reference it at any time. But he told me it was the Dragon Slayer. So I was like, have you got the data? And he's like, no, Eric's got all that stuff. And so I thought that it was the same head that was being used on the small block cam challenge. So the way, and I probably need to do a video on this, but I just haven't got there yet. But one of the major ways that we spec camshafts is, the short block is the demand, right? Cubic inches plus RPM is the demand. The cylinder head is the supply, and the camshaft is the switch that allows the air in. So how long do we need to keep the switch on to achieve the RPM window that the customer is requiring, right? So the head for the challenge flows about 30 CFM more than, I think that's right, 30. It's a fair amount more than the head that Bob actually had. So I spec'd the cam, got it all done, and then we figured out, whoops, it's not that head. So I had talked to Eric, and I'm like, hey, this same head, right? Yeah. And he's like, no, different head. And I'm like, well, I need that flow data. So I got the flow data and then recrunched the numbers and concluded that we were um, 7 degrees too short on the intake duration. So we redesigned the cam for that system, right? Bob said he was shooting for like a 6,000 RPM peak. And so we redesigned the cam, got it all done. And then I found out I asked him, I said, well, you already got a cam. What's the specs on it? Just for giggles, right? And he told me the specs. And I'm like, well, dang, that's super close to what I come up with, And I mean, not that that's the end of the world, but I kind of thought that it was going to be one of them, 2 horsepower different deals. But there's other factors involved for sure. Load design being one of the major factors. So, and I knew it was going to have a 1.6 rocker. And the problem, and we've talked about this some in other videos, and I just, as we go, I keep learning new things. So I've learned a way to get more. The problem with, so it's a 427, so you've got to have a small base circle. And anytime you go to a small base circle on a small block Chevrolet, you are severely acceleration limited in the cam lobe design because it will go inverse radius at peak acceleration. And we try not to ever go inverse radius. It makes manufacturing a nightmare. And then eventually, if it goes inverse enough, it's unmanufacturable. You just physically, the radius of the inverse is smaller than the grinding wheel. So you physically just can't grind it. It's just with normal equipment. You have to have special equipment to be able to grind those little bitty inverse radiuses. And I mean, in a small base circle, small block Chevrolet, it could be advantageous, but in everything else, it's pretty well nonsense. So, having said all of that, we have what's the word I want to use? Developed, stylized a acceleration curve shape that allows us to run slightly more positive acceleration than we would have been able to previously. So the cam we did Bob does not, it has that shape, but I didn't know what I didn't know at the time. Now I probably could have put I ain't probably. I could put more positive acceleration in a new cam today with the exact same specs than the cam Bob has right now, 100%. And it would make more power, 100%. So that's going to be version 2. We're going to do this again. There's another deal. It looks like possibly they mentioned it in the video already, so I assume it's okay to mention it. Bill, the old man's garage, he's got a 427 there. We're going to do a cam for it. It looks like I'm waiting on the data, and for sure we'll design new lobes for that with the higher positive acceleration than we currently have on Bob's. But with all of that said, they put that sucker in. I mean, literally, you can watch the video. They plucked the Isky cam out, plucked mine in, with 3 degrees less intake duration, and it made more power everywhere. I got a video clip here. I want to play the clip, and then we're gonna talk about it just a little bit more. So hang loose, watch the clip here.
Mark that one off a minute.
So open up.
Mark that one off a minute.
Dyno-Powell's Camshaft. It's very, very close to the one we had in there, but a little more duration both ways, so let's see what it does. Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
And picked up. Picked up a couple of numbers, quite a few.
Yeah.
It sounded like it accelerated faster.
Oh, I agree.
By the way, the smoke, if you're still recording,
Yeah.
the smoke is because it's literally leaking out of every orifice.
Yeah.
Well, we changed the intake so many times, and we haven't let the glue set up.
Yeah, we might have a leak at the back.
I know we got one at the back,
Yeah.
one at the front.
So,
Grabbing all the way.
We're just running it. We're going to change it in a minute anyway, so.
Yep.
but it picked up, just to give you an idea, from the last run we gained 7 horsepower, but it gained 14, no, my math's wrong, 13 foot-pounds of torque.
Oh, that's
Wow,
much
look at
better.
that, the whole way!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah! Woo! Daniel! You're the winner at the moment.
Yeah. Finally. Now, intake-wise, are you going better and better and better as we go through this?
Yes.
Okay. So we're only probably going up from here.
Yeah,
Probably.
if I hope not backwards.
Yeah, probably.
But
That's
yeah.
a great looking torque curve.
Well, I should probably tell you what the specs are, because someone's going to ask in the comments.
Well, you maybe ought to show a picture of it.
Yeah, just show a video of it.
Because they were like, I can't read it. And truck drivers. Sorry, I know because they're driving and watching it. The intake duration on the Powell Cam's 245 at 50,000. Just to compare to the Isky was 248. So this is 3 degrees less on intake. The exhaust duration is on Daniel Powell's is 262. And then on the Isky is 256. So he's got more duration on the exhaust. Lobe separation, the Isky was a 109, Daniel Powell's a 108. They have the exact same lift at 640. So this is amazing.
Kind of put that there so you can look at it too.
That looks better.
Let's go. Interestingly, even down here, there's a huge differentiation in torque. It just was a lot better everywhere.
That's at 3,600 RPMs and you're 15 foot-pounds of torque better and 21 horsepower, or 21 torque and 15 horsepower difference, even at 3,500 RPMs, 3,600 RPMs. So you'll feel that the whole way through the pole. That's not just, it makes it in a little window. Time under the curve.
So, as you can see, down it, especially, it looked like, and again, I don't have all the data in front of me, but just from what we could see and what Eric's told me, it looks like from 3,300 to probably 45 or 4,600, we're 20 plus foot-pounds of torque up. So that's substantial. I mean, that's not just, that's like that much torque for that long a distance is a massive difference. And, some of it is for sure the exhaust duration and the slightly earlier EVO with the extended blowdown time, 100%. And the rest of it is absolutely in the load design. There's just no doubt in my mind, because we've been trying some stuff and we've been testing as much as possible, and there's going to be more testing. But stuff like this helps us get better, faster, and understand more about where the limits are, because you can engineer this stuff to death. You can spintron till you blue in the face, but till it's in a motor with cylinder pressure and load, all of that other stuff is just peripheral information. When it's in the motor and it's happy, it just is what it is, right? All that other stuff is great, but at the end of the day, the dyno and the track tell the truth. Like, there's just no way around it. So I appreciate Bob and Eric letting us be involved. I'm super excited that it done very well. Here, and that was with the least favorable intake. I'm pretty sure, and again, I'll have all that data, and I'm sure they have another video coming, because they test multiple more intakes. And I'm pretty sure that, because it made like right at 630, there's 20 more horsepower in it. I'm pretty sure Eric said when they were finished with intakes, it made 650. And I don't know about down low, but our averages, and I'm sure the averages are good, but it made 650 peak. And for a low compression 427 with, not the biggest head, I think that's pretty doggone respectable. I feel like, especially for something that peaks, that makes that much torque down low and peaks at, you've seen it 6148. I mean, he said, 6,000, and so it peaked at 6148, and some of that cylinder head and intake manifold for sure. But I mean, that's tremendous to me, to make 650 with 6,000 RPM. That's pretty daggone good. So I'm super excited about that. I'm super excited for more testing. I wish we could get more people to do this kind of stuff and give us real data. I get feedback, but I rarely get data like this. And to me, recording it and putting it out there for the world just benefits everybody. And that's the goal. We want to benefit everybody. We can all learn. Nobody knows everything, and there's always just stuff you think is going to happen, and then stuff that actually happens, and that's the big deal. So, and again, I'll link that video, or I'll just link Bob's channel. Bob's got a new channel, brand new channel. Go subscribe to Bob. He seems like a super nice guy. I haven't actually got to meet him, but I've talked to him several times on the phone. He seems like a super nice guy. He's got, looks like he has a well-equipped shop, and he's doing dyno stuff all the time, and that's just a blast to me. If my dyno was running, I'd probably go broke, because that's all I do is build crap and put it on the dyno, beat on it till 3 a.m. every day, and nothing would ever get done. So, I mean, we learn a lot of stuff, but I don't know. That's probably all we do is just learn stuff. So anyway, having said all of that, I think it was a great weekend. Good stuff is happening. And again, the more feedback we get, the more we can refine our process and make our cams better, our loads better, and ultimately make our customers faster and more dependable. So the always the goal is to make loads that don't murder valve train parts. So we want to not hurt parts. We want to be able to go rounds and make horsepower at the same time. So hopefully all of that was interesting. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed getting all the feedback all weekend. I'm getting texts and calls, and it's just, man. I mean, I was like a little schoolgirl. I was just giddy as I could be. So I love it. Keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate all the viewers. Awesome stuff. Check out Bob's new channel. Check out Turbo John's channel, Eric's channel, Adventures with Austin's channel. I'll try to link all of those in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. See you on the next one.